Recording in progress. Okay, got it.
Announcing the launching of World Travelers Toastmasters Club number 7967939.
We have proven that we do not have to be in the same room to be united, to encourage each other, to succeed, and to celebrate together.
I thought there would be some safety rules. Somebody would be explaining us this.
Wow. Welcome to our Toastmasters meeting. What a collaboration this is going to be today. China Advanced Toastmasters Club and World Travelers Toastmasters Club. Please just sit back and relax and enjoy today's meeting. For all our guests present this morning, welcome. You are in for a treat. And to lead us off, we have our president. And let me tell you something about the president of the China Advanced Toastmasters Club. She's a lover of cycling, both indoors and outdoors. Let me share a little a memorable occasion for her. It might have been a secret. It's no longer a secret. She experienced traveling to the West Coast. She went on a hiking trip. For you to be a hiker, it means that you're really fit, energized, and full of vigor. And that is the kind of energy our president has this morning, the president of China Advanced Toastmasters Club. And she's also the past secretary of the club. I want you to open, if you're not open with your mics, open and give a big welcome to our president, China Advanced Toastmasters Club, Wei and Chen. Give a big shout out. Woo! Woo, woo. Welcome. It's over to you.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you, Jasmine. Such an energetic round of applause and big welcome. I'm feeling the heat, the energy from all people. Hi, thank you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, not yet good night. Welcome to China, bringing everyone, all the members and from World Travelers and all the guests, both in China and in different parts of the world. I am honored, super happy, excited to take you to my home city and to take you visit our club and wave big hello to our members. First of all, welcome to China, welcome to CAT. Now, for the next minute or so, let me show you a small video highlighting different parts of Shanghai that is really super fun to visit. Now, if you plan to come to Shanghai after COVID, whenever you can, I will guarantee you have a great time. Now, with that being said, allow me to share my screen. Are you excited? Are you happy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a very...
Yes.
Okay. Coming up. Okay, let me do this. Okay.
In such a rush to beat the crowd, forget what I set out to find. Trapped in a tale as old as time, death a better man than I'm chasing dragons to space. Stuff is just a game. Passed by a master and sailors my Lord knows where it's going. No one makes it on their own. God bless rolling stones. Help them find their holy home.
With that, I would like to take. Oh my God. So, I think the video is going through a little bit technical issues. So let me take you quickly to the most worth visiting parts of Shanghai. So welcome to Shanghai. The city itself is blessed with the old and the new. It had a history in the colonial times in the early 1930s. The city itself has architecture that's from the old times. So the bund, as you can see in the little corner of the picture, is where the history was. And it also has the new. The city was divided by the river to form the Puxi side, the west side, and the east side. When you stand at the bund, overlooking the financial district of the city, you feel the new, you feel the air, you feel the people, you see the, you feel the noise, and that's the new of the city. Whenever you come to Shanghai, something is always worth trying. It's the dumplings, it's the tasty bits, it's the food in the city, and not to miss the xiaolongbao, the braised pork, and everything tasty for your taste buds. And now the people, we have the city people working. We also have the older generation walking across the little alley of Shanghai. And I guarantee you, if you come to Shanghai, that's not to miss, to see. The city itself is also connected. We are connected within the city to different parts of China and beyond. And now it takes us to connect both clubs in different districts, District 80, District 85. And welcome to China, my friends. And welcome to Shanghai. To China Advanced Toastmasters Club. Thank you, everyone. Now, allow me to hand over to our Toastmaster of the evening, Let's welcome our immediate past president of District 80, Kathy To, to have the stage. Kathy?
Thank you to our club president of China Advanced Toastmasters Club, Yan Chan. Everyone, good day to you. My name is Kathy. I'm the immediate district director for District 80. Welcome to World Travels Toastmasters Club and China Advanced Toastmasters Club joint meeting. Now today, thank you, I hear that. Today, we promise an exciting program. And before I proceed on, let me just walk you through to our program. Now, I would like to request for our Sergeant at Arms to post today's program on the Zoom chat while I run through the program. We will have not one, not two, but 4 prepared speeches. And we have a speaker who is at the waiting gate, so there will be a shift in the flight takeoff. Okay, in the sequence, our first speaker, Nancy Winston, is delayed at the customs, so we'll shift her to the last speaking slot. So, evaluator Wendy Zhao, please take note that you will be coming up last to do evaluation. Okay? So, for these, we have 2 segments. We have the prepared speech, the anticipated topics, and the evaluation, closed by our club president for WTC. And let me just introduce to some of our members in the appointment holders. You have met with our adorable Sergeant at Arms, our Jasmine Smith, who has welcomed everyone to the meeting today. And there are a few other roles that will make this meeting possible. We have our General Evaluator, Gumarian, our Counter Timer. Let me introduce them to you later. But first of all, we have 2 distinguished guests with us today. As you know, WTC is from District 80 and China Advanced Toastmasters Club is from District 85. We have the honor of inviting the district directors from both districts to join us in the meeting today, and I would like to invite them to come and give us a short welcome address. So let me just introduce to you our first district director that will be coming on stage to speak to our audience tonight. Now, he is a member for 9 years in Toastmasters. And he has always said this to his member: Toastmasters completely changed his life. And let us welcome Visionary Communication Level 5, our district director for the term 2022-2023 for District 85, Cloud Zhao. Welcome.
Oh, hello, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, all the CADA members and the World Travelers members. I'm so excited to join this joint meetings. Before I saw the World Travelers videos, oh my God, I couldn't imagine just the one club have a different countries and different countries members to organize the clubs. So Wei Yan, our president, Wei Yan, invited me to join this meeting. I was so excited because I can see this video. Oh no, this club and these 2 clubs is an international club. It's a joint meetings. I sometimes I always inspired and encourage my members, my clubs, to go abroad to see the different countries, clubs. We can know and we can learn different experience, and we can know each other, especially different countries. So I hope and thanks our Cassie and Wei Yan to organize these joint meetings. And at the last, I just want to say it's very nice to see old friends, Cassie. So actually, we have 2 years we didn't see each other. So that's the words. Hope we all can enjoy our Toastmaster meeting. And unluckily, I didn't have enough time to join these whole meetings. So I hope I can have a nice time. I join these whole meetings and take a role, whatever the timer or grammar or speech or whatever. I just want to take a role to enjoy these international meetings. Back to our Toastmaster evening. Back to Cassie.
Thank you, Cloud. To our District 85 director. Yes, we have seen each other online for the past 2 years. Hopefully, maybe you will be joining us in Nashville and I can see you in person. Now, next up, we have another district director among us who will be giving address to the audience. She is a very resourceful lady, and she has a mindset of never say never. This lady who is going to address us, she is visionary, she holds determination close to her chest to act and to cohesively integrate all in her midst to deliver to the goals. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster, District Director for the term 2022-2023 to District 80, Niza Khalil.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, immediate past, Didi, my good friends since last term. Can you all hear me clearly? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to World Travelers Toastmasters, China Advanced Toastmasters, and guests. Thank you very much for having me this evening. World Travelers Toastmasters is a unique club in District 80, the first one. And based on their achievements last term, over a short time since charter, it seems that it's a winning formula for a club that has many members from all over the world and interesting meetings because we get connected to the world, different part of the world, at each chapter meetings. And today we are very, very happy to have members from our neighbor, from China, to join this meeting. Certainly at this time of the term, excuse me, is the club officer training. And we have many among us club officers, club presidents, you have your very own VPE, all the way to Sergeant at Arms. And I would like to personally congratulate and thank each and every club officers that has stepped up to contribute to your club, to your area, to your division, and certainly district. For this term, one of the focus for district is to collaborate more with clubs so that we can grow your own club and also at district level. Not only bigger, but better in terms of how we conduct our meetings, our quality, make sure our meetings are every time it's a quality meetings, right? Better in terms of you have very committed and passionate members that will stay as Toastmasters, not only for one term, but many, many terms to come. Better in terms of your individual Toastmasters journey, especially when you are a club officer. We want club officers to really take this opportunity to learn as much as possible at the club officer training, and afterwards roll it all out to your clubs, get your clubs to work with you, and together, to achieve what your club would like to achieve. At district level, we recognize every club is different. Your focus is different. Your the profile of your members are different, and certainly how you're going to achieve your goals or which goals you want to achieve are different. But certainly we have one thing in common. We all are here to learn, to improve our communication and also leadership skills, and more importantly, to make friends and to enjoy attending chapter meetings. I'm sure World Travelers members really look forward to attend the meeting every other Saturday evenings instead of going out dates with some friends, spend 2 hours online to meet your online friends, your members from all over the world, and hopefully you will learn something. You will pick up some tips on how to improve your speech. And for club officers or appointment holders, you will better the way you run your chapter meetings, not only at World Travelers, but also at your home club. Because I believe most of the members here are also members of a club in your country of origin. With that, I wish World Travelers Toastmasters Club and also China Advanced Toastmaster Club all the best, all the success for this term and beyond. Have a great chapter meeting this evening and let's enjoy. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, our District AD Director Nisa Khalil, and let us give her a round of applause. Thank you for your attendance. Okay, now if you look at the agenda, this is the time to introduce to you our appointment holders of the day. The first up will be our general evaluator, and he is a special advisor to District 85, past president of Putong Toastmasters Club and BLAC Toastmasters Club. And let us welcome our distinguished Toastmaster Wikum Hirashi to give us a run through of his responsibility as a GE. Wikum?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, immediate past President Kathy. And really great to be here today and a wonderful meeting ahead with us. And I'm going to evaluate entire meeting. And I feel that this meeting is going to be something special in my life going to have. So because we have seen so many countries, people join and around the world, different variety, different way of speaking, different way of talking, different way of dress. And it's a really multicultural, diverse environment. We can enjoy each other's differences today. And when we have this, our life becomes rich. For my team, we have a small team for evaluate everything. We will be, some of our role takers will be based on the facts. First, I would like to invite Toastmaster in Shanghai. Is a legal counsel by profession and learning to be a community leader and social media influencer and hoping to influence people with legal knowledge. That's a little bit of tricky. And also she's wanted to protect people and she has been a Toastmasters for around 6 months. And currently she's VPE of China Advanced Toastmasters Club. Warmly welcome, Presentation Mastery Level 1, Scarlett Jan, today's grammarian.
Scarlett, we're not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now? Is it okay? Hello, can you hear me? No. Can you hear me?
Not very clear, but go ahead, Scarlett. Your voice is very, very low. Yeah.
No. Okay, I will try to. And hello everyone, this is Scarlett from Toastmasters. So I'm so glad to just join today's very wonderful meeting. And today I'm the grammarian of today's meeting. So I will kind of like to hear about your good usages and also like a teacher to hear about your mistakes. And I hope you guys all just kind of like to enjoy today's meeting. And the word of today is about unique because I feel like today's meeting is so unique. So please remember it, and I will give you the report later. So that's all.
Thank you, Scarlett. And she gave a really great word of the day for today's meeting. This is unique. It has very interesting meaning because we have a lot of people coming from with their uniqueness. Scarlett, you have to count me twice. I used that word twice. And next, we have someone who's special in Toastmasters. Only Toastmasters Club, we have this role. Our counter. Our counter is distinguished Toastmaster. And she is coming from very far to where I live, and it's from Burkina Faso, and joined Toastmasters almost 6 years ago. An architect and urban planner. That's a quite interesting profession to join as a public speaker. And past president of ULGA and elect 2018 and 2019, and division director in 2021 and 2022. And warmly welcome Ada Ayaya Bukom, distinguished Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the counter, my role today is to note words and sound that are used as a bridge or pause filler by anyone who speaks. For that, during the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, when, but, so, and you know, and I will also listen for filler sound, including and air. And I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used the expression. This is my role today, and I hope we will get a unique meeting. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, our counter today. Next, we got our life to control by someone else important. Next 2 hours of our life is going to handle and manage by this person. And interestingly, we have handed this responsibility to a businessman. And he's coming from Thailand, and he has been he is member of 5 Toastmasters Club. And that's quite important. Today's timer, Toastmaster Joel Chawla.
General Evaluator, fellow members and guests. The role of a timekeeper is to manage the time as it progresses in the meeting. We're going to be having 4 speakers, and all 4 speakers are going to be speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. And at the 5th minute, they've met the minimum threshold, and I'm going to be giving a background that will be green in color. On the 6th minute, I will give a yellow background, and on the 7th minute, a red background would be shown. The speaker should wrap up and not go beyond 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Table topics has a limit of 1 minute minimum threshold, and a green sign would be shown. 1.5 minutes, a yellow sign would be shown. And at 2 minutes, a red sign would be shown. As far as the evaluations are concerned, they're going to be from 2 to 3 minutes. And at the 2 minute mark, I'll be showing the green sign. At 2.5 minutes, a yellow sign. And at 3 minutes, a red sign. And back to you, General Evaluator. That is my time outline.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joel. Everyone, so we are ready to start meeting, and I would like to welcome Toastmaster of the Day, Kathy stage back to Zoom stage.
Thank you so much for handing over the control back to me, our general event Omikum. And now, before we begin the segment of the prepared speech, can I invite our timer Joel give us a run through of how the speakers will be shown the timing sequence, because you ran through it without showing the timing lights just now. So maybe a demonstration of the time signals.
Okay, that will be done as requested. On the 5 minute, a green sign will be shown. On 6 minute, a red sign, a yellow sign will be shown. And on the 7th minute, a red sign would be shown. And at 7.5 minutes, they're time up, and I would go like that. Great,
thank you so much, Joel. Now, this is the flight takeoff check. Last check on ground check. Can I check if our 4 speakers are here? Now, Nancy, please turn on your video. This is a prelude to our contest. Back to the contest days. Speakers, can you please on your screen so that I can know that you're here? Great, I see you, Nancy. All right, our evaluators, please stand by while I introduce you to flight takeoff. So for the first speech, our speaker will be presenting an icebreaker speech on the Dynamic Leadership Project. Now, before we introduce the speakers, let me invite our evaluators to give us the speech project objective. Can I invite our Vice President Education for CAT, Wendy Chow, to give us the objective of the speech project?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, very happy to join this joint meeting. Here's Wendy from CAT, China Advanced Toastmaster Club. And today I'm very happy to be the evaluator for Nancy. It's my pleasure. Nancy's objective for this speech is Dynamic Leadership Icebreaker. And very welcome to Nancy. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Now, this being an icebreaker speech, the timing should be actually 4 to 6 minutes. So, likewise, 4 minutes, it will be green signal, and 5 minutes, yellow, 6 minutes, red. Our speaker is you know what? In WTC, you find that there are leaders around us, past, present, and future. This leader that will be speaking to us today is a past leader, past district director for the District 26. And let us welcome distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Winston with the speech title, What Makes Me a Leader? What makes me a leader? Nancy Winston, the stage is yours.
Okay. I've actually asked for 5 to 7 minutes. Is that okay, Joel? Okay, yeah, all right. What makes me a leader? Am I a leader just because I can garden? No. Just because I can ski? No. Because I have 10 grandchildren? No. Because I grew up on a farm? Possibly. Because I was a 4-H leader for 15 years? Maybe. Because I have 4 DTMs? Probable. Madam Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and any guests in the audience. I'm guessing my first leadership experience had nothing to do with Toastmasters. I had moved to Heidelberg. I live in Colorado, USA. I'd moved to Heidelberg, Germany with my husband, who was in the military. And I was hired in August as a teacher for the district, the Department of Defense. After being hired, I joined the bowling team. And in bowling, there are handicaps like golf. There are handicaps to help equalize the poor bowler with a really good bowler. And the fellow that was doing the handicaps sometimes either didn't have them done before the next week, or he came and handed them out right before we were gonna bowl. Well, I got aggravated. I wanted to know my handicap right after I got done that week. So guess what? I said, I want to do that. And I had it done within 1 or 2 days every single week. And it made so much difference in the way people felt about what was going on. So I guess, you know, being willing to volunteer is probably a leadership skill, or following through on it. Well, let's jump to 1980 now, because that was 1969. My life changed for the better. I found Toastmasters. Well, actually, someone else found it and took me as a guest. I joined to improve my extemporaneous speaking, table topics. 40 years later or more, I have 4 DTMs. I've served in the trio, and numerous times, even before and after I was in the trio, as an area director or a division director. Between getting my competent Toastmaster in 1980, that was what's called back then, the first level, and getting my 4th DTM in 2021, what happened? 3 years after I joined Toastmasters, I was enamored the first time I met an area governor. They were called governors back then. I looked at Dorothy and thought to myself, I want to do that. Silly me. I thought it would be fascinating to visit other clubs, even if they were 100 miles away, because I live where we don't have very close towns in Colorado. And that was the beginning of my many years of leadership in Toastmasters. In early 1986, I was close to getting my first DTM. All I needed was to sponsor a new club. That was one of the guidelines back then in the early 80s, mid 80s. At that time, there were luncheons at the International Convention exclusively for people who had DTMs. I'm like, I was going to go to the convention that year. I wanted to be at that luncheon. I wanted to wear that gold badge. Some of you even know we had gold badges for distinguished Toastmasters back then. Well, I was close, and I was able to find a club or a town that needed a Toastmasters club. And boy, I worked really hard. I was able to get the club chartered and my paperwork into Toastmasters International to get that DTM. It's silly motivation, but it still required leadership skills. What do you suppose the motivation for my second DTM? I wanted the plaque that the district or TI was now handing out, the wooden plaques that they now use. They didn't have those in 1986. My third DTM was one of the medallions that the district was handing out. I know it's silly, but it still motivated me to get the job done, serve as a leader, wherever capacity that called for. I guess leadership skills come in many forms, even at the club level. There's small level, but boy, VP is probably one of the most challenging, but you learn commitment, dedication, flexibility, cheerfulness, and supportiveness. All great leadership skills. Several times I've served as an area director after the term started because they didn't have anyone. And I always felt like I didn't want to leave clubs not with anyone to help them or work with them. I love to help people. And then, of course, serving in the trio was a ginormous step in my leadership growth, as those who are district leaders now, or the IPD, or other ones, twice a year. For 3 years, you do that because you start at the, I shouldn't say bottom, but you start at the first level and second level and third level. There's a lot of training involved in that, and they're very valuable, very, very valuable. I'm a workhorse for sure. I'm a dedicated member of Toastmasters. Obviously, I'm still a member. I care about others, and I get excited for people to achieve their goals. I'm always willing to jump in. You know, all leaders aren't perfect. There is one thing I don't like, and that's paperwork, but there's another leadership skill for that, delegation. And I'm very good at delegating anytime paperwork needs to be done. Now, we all know in 2019, the pandemic hit, and boy, clubs went online. And I still wanted to start a club. This was been my goal for several years, but I didn't know how to do it because we lived all over. I wanted to start a club for past district governors and or directors because we no longer had regional meetings and I didn't get a chance to visit with them. So I called several of my past district leaders in my own district and I got some ho-hum answers. I don't know if anybody of you know Nancy Stark Cassidy, but I called her in District 3, not 26. And there was dead silence on the other side of the phone. And when she finally answered, she said, "What a great idea." I nearly jumped up and down in my office. That was the enthusiasm that I needed. And within 3 clubs, that Past Leaders United in Service was chartered to help me get my 4th DTM. Leadership comes in all sizes and experiences. After some 40 years in Toastmasters, I guess I'm a leader. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Nancy. When I look at the profile again, I was like, oh my, it's just a few years short of my birthday. Now, this is what makes Toastmasters fun and keep people coming back. The leadership, self-discovery, and you will hear a lot more with our speakers coming up next. Next, we'll have a speaker from China Advanced Toastmasters Club who is doing Persuasive Influence Level 2 project. And may I invite her evaluator. As our club president has always said, there's always young one who is forever young. And he has done 10 icebreaker speech over 10 years. And he say he's still amazed that people still think he's young. And let us invite our evaluator, Albert Young from World Travelers Toastmasters Club to give us the speech objective. Albert, you're on mute.
Yes, thank you, Kathy. This project is designed to introduce the different styles of leadership and help the members to identify the preferred style of communication and leadership. That's the objective.
Thank you, Albert. And let us now invite our speaker. Now, she is a data analysis, soon to be postgrad student to study in the northern city in France. The hometown is at the most livable city in China, not Shanghai, but in Kunming. And let us welcome in Persuasive Influence Level 1, Aditya with the speech title, Why to be a Leader? Why to be a leader? Aditya.
Hello. Could you hear me because my connection is weak?
Yep, we can hear you fine.
Okay, so if you can hear me, just tell me. Okay, so I'm gonna start. So why do I have to be a leader? This is the question I always have before I joined the Toastmasters. I once thought the leader must be strict, control over other people, order other things to do things, and make others accept their thoughts. I understood the leadership in the wrong way. So at that time, I refused to be the leader. I don't have that passion and willing to force and order other people's. I always think everyone is unique and independent. So why do I have to order others to do things that I want? So every time when I thought about it to be a leader, I always thought it's impossible for me to achieve it. I make the leader as something beyond me and hard to get it. However, after I joined the Toastmasters, I totally changed my view towards leader. I still remember my first time to the Toastmasters. I stood in front of the door of meeting room. I saw a lot of people in the meeting room, and the whole situation looked so professional, and everyone in the meeting room looked so focused on the meeting. I shrank from that situation. I went the wrong way. But when I hesitated at the door, Vickers found me. He greeted me like he knew that I will come. He invited me to come in and have a seat. Then I received the warmly welcome from our members of Toastmasters. Then in the following days, in the following times, they helped me like old friends. They helped me, they encouraged me to do the challenges that I'm afraid to do. I started to be attracted by their passion, by their energy, by their warmth. And then even at that time, I didn't change my idea towards leader. However, I was gradually influenced by them. I wanted to join more meeting. I wanted to become better. I wanted to contribute to the club. Because of them, I learned to manage my time, to leave more time to join the meeting. Because of them, even I was afraid of speaking in public, doing the functional role like meeting managers or TME, TDM. I had the courage to do that and challenge myself. Because of them, I became more confident and more brave. They helped me redefine the leadership. And one day, I totally realized and changed my idea towards leaders, because at that day, our Alice delivered a speech. And in that speech, she probably mentioned she may not be a leader or not a good leader. I was surprised by that because she is a good leader. I was led by her all the time. So I thought, oh, how could you say you are not a good leader? You are, and how could you say that? And at that moment, I realized many of us regard the leader as something beyond us. It's hard to catch. Maybe some famous people, maybe some successful people can have it. I also realized that a leader don't have to have a power in hand or be really wealthy, or they don't have to control or force other people. A good leader can inspire others to follow them, and this happens in daily life. It's not a goal that only take a lot of times and energies to achieve it. It's every time we inspire other people, influence others, we are leaders. So when I rethink why to be a leader, I realized no reasons. Finding a reason to be a leader is giving myself an excuse to not expect from others or from myself. It's to ignore the extraordinary impact we have in each other's life. So I want to invite us to value the impact we have in each other's lives. We value ourselves and inspire others and influence others in the future. So what's my leadership style? I'm not sure, because maybe the democracy or innovative. That's highest score that I got in the exam in the test of leadership style and on Toastmasters side. I see there are 8 leadership style, and I'm lost in that leadership style. So no matter what leadership style is, all my purpose is to inspire others and improve ourselves together to be better in the future. So in the last, I want to say thank you to all the people that influenced me, and especially our Toastmasters make me to be better. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you so much, Abby. So now you have heard a Toastmasters of almost 40 years and a Toastmasters for almost 4 years, giving their spectrum of why a leader, what makes a leader and why be a leader. And now we will switch to another topic. If you look at the agenda, this topic looks quite similar. And our third speaker of the day will be coming from World Travelers Toastmasters Club. And she's doing engaging humor, level 1, project 2, writing a speech with a purpose. Can I invite the evaluator to give us a objective of the speech? Now, the evaluator is coming from CAT. She is our past Vice President Education and the current VPPR. And let us invite Persuasive Influence Level 2, Alice Chen, to give us that objective for the speech.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, tonight I'm the VP. No, I'm the IE. The purpose of the speech is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose, and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Good luck.
Thank you, Alice, giving us that speech objective. The speech length will be 5 to 7 minutes. So do look at, find the timer. The speech title is Greener Pastures. Our speaker hails from District 80. She has the passion. Her goal is to be a accredited speaker. And let us welcome our District 80 Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Swana Kalyan.
Oh, what is this? Oh my God. What are these mice doing in the kitchen? Distinguished guests, club presidents, and fellow Toastmasters. This was my constant daily routine that I went through in my first marital home in Malaysia. I grew up in India, in Bangalore, and got married to a person who worked in Malaysia. It was the days when we had no internet and very difficult to make calls. And I got to meet my husband just once before I got married. Well, the arranged marriage is a story for another day. But what happened in this house? This was a huge house, very, very large for just 2 of us, but I had lots of company. Company like mice, rats, and sometimes flying frogs. And of course, if I walk out and not be careful in the garden, I can also see snakes. It was beautiful if you look at it as beautiful. But for me, coming from an urban setup, I despise that place so much. Then you may ask, how is it you landed up there? Well, I did not ask too many questions when I got married. I just said, okay, I am okay to marry you. But I did ask my husband, where do you stay? Can you tell me something about your place? And he very cheekily told me, well, my house is in a kampong. And I imagine Malaysia to be something different from the pictures that I saw in the books and in the TV. I thought it's going to be like lots of huge, big buildings, like a city, until I landed in Slim River, 100 kilometers away from Kuala Lumpur, in the midst of a kampong. So friends, what's a kampong? Kampong is a Malay word for village. Well, just before I took off a flight to come to Malaysia, one of my aunts actually gave me a hug and said, Swarna, I'm so happy for you. You are going to greener pastures. I'm so happy you are marrying in and going further away, going to have a lovely life. At that point, I did see my husband give a naughty smile. And I asked him, why are you smiling? He said, well, nothing. Until I landed the next day morning, I understood why he laughed. Well, greener pastures it was, but it's not what I looked for. I thought I was going to be in a better lifestyle than what I was going to be. This small town or a village didn't have grocery store, did not have a restaurant, and I had to do everything myself because, and of course, more than anything, I did not know the language they were speaking. I was so upset with myself. How could I have been in this position? I was shortchanged by my husband. He cheated me. He did not tell me that this is the life I'm going to live. For many days, I would say many years, I held on to it. Every time I said, you are a cheat. But friends, how many of us go through something that we expect but does not turn to be so? Years later, to be exact, 28 years later, I realized those few years that I lived in Malaysia is one of the best experiences for me. I have groomed myself to adapt to change, but it did not come easy. It came with only my realization that, yes, I can be angry, but if I try to look at life differently, I can water the grass around me to be greener, to be the way I want it to be, and then learn to adapt. I learned to adapt. I learned to understand and listen to a new language. I learned to understand and adapt to a new food habit. I learned to make new friends. I looked at people and I realized we are all the same. Why is it I was so upset with it? I have such lovely friends in Malaysia now that I can always connect with and laugh about it. Today, yes, I laugh about the mice walking into my kitchen. But yes, but I also laugh at myself and say, oh, thank God I didn't change. If not, my life would have been terrible. We all have gone through this, haven't we? We went through 2.5 years of COVID. And what did we do? We can be upset about it, but no, we all learned to water the grass and make our grass greener by connecting online, like how World Travelers was born by connecting online. We had Nancy share about how she got leaders together online. And today our lovely meeting with China Advanced is also because we connected online and we looked at life differently. We looked at adversity as an opportunity. And today I want you to leave with this message from all of us to think. Next time you think life has shortchanged you, don't worry. Just take a can of water and water it to make it the land that you want to be, so that you enjoy where you are. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Sona, for sharing with us the life that she had when she first got married. I'm sure now she'll feel that, yes, life is indeed a greener pasture. Now, next up will be our fourth speaker for tonight, and she will be presenting Presentation Mastery Level 2 Project 2, Evaluation and Feedback on the second speech. Now, I'd like to invite her evaluator to give us the objective of this speech, and evaluator is coming from District 80. She is the immediate past Division A director. Now, World Travelers is something very unique, like what our president and our district leaders have shared. We don't have a fixed location. We are an online club, but members will take the trouble to visit other members and to hold meeting together. Now, if you see on the screen, our
evaluator is actually sharing the screen with our club president, and she is actually on location in Malaysia. So she traveled from Singapore all the way to Malaysia to have the meeting today at our club president's house. Now, this is a project that we'll be undertaking for this term, whereby we will have to find a place to get our members to meet together at a secret location for a gathering. All right, members, this is just the testing for today. Our speaker is Innovative Planning Level 5, Engaging Human Level 3. And let us invite our evaluator, Xing Zhou, to give us that speech objective.
Hi, good evening to everyone, especially to you, Catherine. The purpose of your speech today is to apply the feedback received from your first speech to the second speech that you'll be delivering today. All the very best for your speech and looking forward to it.
Thank you, Xing. Now, our speaker is a lover of beautiful things. She works in the industry to make your home beautiful, and she's trying very hard to balance her work and her life. She's the past secretary of the club, and she's the current treasurer of China Advanced Toastmasters Club. And let us welcome Catherine Mo with the speech title, Time is Money. Time is Money. Catherine Mo.
Hello everyone. This is Catherine. Hello everyone. My name is Catherine, and I'm very honored to be with you today for the joint Toastmaster meeting. Now, before I start the speech, can I ask you a question? For this sentence, time is money, whom you had heard from for the most of the time? Well, for me, it is from my ex-boss, a very native American. And I even calculated the time he has set for one day, that is over 6. It is like time is money. Never waste your life with someone who wastes your time. Well, for me, for today's talk thesis is time is money. Today, I want to share with you 2 stories. That is no big deal, just 2 stories. The first story is about work and Toastmaster. Basically, I attended Toastmaster this year and became a CAT member. Hopefully, my wish is that I can join CAT Toastmaster every Wednesday night. But the truth is that I barely got the time to attend Toastmaster. And almost every Wednesday night, someone will drag my feet. I still remember at 6 p.m. asking my leader if I could leave earlier. The answer is, oh, just remember you got some new work to finish before tomorrow morning. So it's like saying this, hey, you know, if you don't lose your job, spending 24 hours on it. So you see, it's like someone was carrying the long bone up your head that was constantly being fired up if you could not keep the time pace with them. I don't want to say negative about this. Of course, work stands a very critical part in my life, and everybody knows that we should work very harder. But after suffering for this for very long time, and I didn't even have any other spare time to improve myself, I do realize that maybe I need to change the situation. So the second story is about the death. I still remember the speech I have heard from Steve Jobs, and he left a deep impression on me. When he was 70, he read a quote that went something like, if you live your day as the last day, someday you will find that you will most certainly be right. So since then, for the past 33 years, he has been looking into the mirror every morning and asking himself, if today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm gonna to do today? And whether whenever the answer has been no for many times, he would change something. This sentence do really affect me a lot, especially when last year I have witnessed a thing in Tibet chamber, and that deeply touched me for almost 1 year. I was going to Tibet, and I have gone to a temple and seen a lot of Buddhists doing a traditional ceremony. I was quite curious, and I had no idea what they are going to do. So I asked one of the person and said, "Can you tell me what you are doing? I'm quite curious." Then the person told me that they were doing evocation. I was scared and realized that almost everything, all external expectation, all pride, all fear of failure, these things just fade away in the face of death, and leaving only what is truly important. So death is the destiny we all share. No one has escaped it. And for the Tibet I have been going, it told me that time is limited and don't waste it living in someone else's life. It is not only about the money, it is about your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Time indeed is money, and let us invite our timer Joel give us a timer's report. You're on mute, Joel.
Okay, here's my timer's report. The first speaker, Nancy Vincent, spent 7 minutes and 28 seconds. The second speaker, Indrid Dayal, spent 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Third speaker, Swarna Kalayan, spent 7 minutes and 1 second. And Catherine Mo spent 5 minutes and 16 seconds. And that is my timer's report for the speakers. Back to you, General Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you for the report. Now there will be no meeting for our World Travelers meeting, and let's move on to the table topics. Now the table topic segment will be conducted by our table topic master, who is from China Advanced Toastmasters Club, and she is a science teacher, a cat lover, an amateur baker, eager to take off and travel around the world. She's our past VPE and the current secretary of the club. And let us welcome Motivational Strategy Level 3, Fei Chen.
Thank you, Toastmaster of Evening. Hi, everyone. My name is Fei, and saying hello from Shanghai. And please allow me to share my screen. Is it okay for me to share my screen?
Yes, you can
share.
Oh,
yes. Sorry.
I can feel the wave in your background and the smell of the ocean.
Sorry. Oh, somehow, I think it's my system. I won't be able to share my screen properly.
No worries, master. You are actually a master, so carry on. Oh, it's starting.
Is this okay. Is it too small? Sorry.
No, we can't see him. Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Okay. So hopefully it's not too small. I think it's hard for me to adjust for now. All right. So today I will be the table topics master, and today's theme is adventure. So welcome to China and welcome to Shanghai. Throughout today's table topics, I will recommend 4 my favorite places in China and also 4 my favorite dishes in China. So I do see a lot of guests in this meeting room. So today, before I start the table topics, I just want to talk about the timing rule again. First of all, please, all the table topic speakers, please ping our timer on the top, so that way you'll be able to see the timer signals throughout your table topic speech. And second of all, I want to just talk a little bit on the timing rules. So when you see the green card, that means you reach the minimum time requirement. When you see the yellow card, that means you can keep on going and just talk a little bit more, share with us a little bit of your experience. And last one, when you see the red card, that means you want to wrap up and try to deliver some key messages to inspire all the audience. And then at the end, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I think Joe, while doing this, then you know that this is the time for you to leave the stage. All right. Now, first of all, I want to invite someone from WTC, because this is a particular question designed for a WTC member. So any volunteers from WTC, sorry, World Travelers Toastmasters Club? Anyone?
I want Ram.
Sorry, can you Eliza walk?
Ramesh Halai.
Oh, Ram. Okay,
Yep,
cool. All right, Ram, are you ready? Cool. The first question is, this is a picture of Guilin. And then my question is, which place in China you want to visit the most? Which place in China you want to visit the most? Ram.
Table topics master, that's a really good question, isn't it? All questions are good, but this one is really good. I'll tell you why. I've never been to China. I've done some research. I've seen some photos. China is probably 20 times bigger than the UK. Yeah, maybe more than that. What would I see? It depends on how long I have. If I have a day, what would I see? Would be different to if I spend my entire life in China. I don't know. I've never been to China. I would like to walk the entire length of the Great Wall of China. Why? Because it's a silly thing to do. Why? Because it's so long and I'm so unfit, I'll never be able to complete it in my entire lifetime. That could be an adventure, couldn't it? Couldn't it? I see a few nods. Yes. Or maybe I just like to visit Shanghai because it feels like there's lots to do in Shanghai. I'll never be bored, and I already have plenty of friends there. Do you agree? I have plenty of friends already. Nobody's nodding. Unbelievable. Nobody, not a single person nods. Oh, my heart goes out. So I would say it really depends on how much time I have left. If I'm looking for an adventure, I would walk the entire length of the Great Wall. If I want to party with my friends in Shanghai, that's where I'll head, where there's nice food and plenty of friendly faces. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Ram. It's such a coincidence. I just came back to UK 2 years ago. So I was based in Bristol, UK. All right, next one. Let me share my screen a little bit. So next one. Oh, actually I can share my PowerPoint. Oh, this is much better, right? All right, so next one. this is a question that I want to give it to a CAT member because for those who are based in Shanghai, we know that we've been locked down for about 3 months again. So probably you miss traveling, you want to get out of the city a lot. So next question is designed for CAT members. Any volunteer from CAT members? Maybe because
Give chance to other people, maybe our guests, Farida or someone.
maybe a CAT member first, then I will call on the guests.
Okay.
Jada?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm not a CAT member.
No, I was saying Jada.
Oh, sorry.
Did you say Janet?
Yes.
Jada.
Janet?
Yeah.
It's J-I-A-D-A.
Hi, everyone. Do you hear me?
Yes, Jada.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Jada, so your question is, what was the most memorable adventure you have had to this date? What was the most memorable adventure you have had to this date? The stage is yours, Jada.
The most memorable adventure. Yeah. As you might know, recently we have some COVID breakdown in Shanghai. And actually, we were quite unprepared for this. Was quite all of a sudden, people had to stay at home for a long period of time. So that was the biggest adventure, I think, for a lot of people, especially in Shanghai this year. And all of us had to change to a new kind of life, because all of a sudden we had to be based at home and to work from home, and to everything provided, the food all delivered from external, a new way of buying food. So and this at first was a big adventure for me, because actually myself, I never cook at home. I always have my food delivered at home, because in Shanghai it's so easy. You have just an app and you have everything delivered to your home. So I was like becoming independent. It's kind of tricky. I have been working outside from my hometown many years. I should be independent, but this time I really had to make a living myself. So but this, even if it's a challenge for me, I didn't really learn a lot. I learned by myself how to put all the ingredients together and feed myself, and I think quite well. So in front of changes of things that you could not predict, you always can learn something from it. And in this case, due to the COVID at home, I learned a lot how to procure and care myself. Yeah, thank you very much. And nice to meet you all. So exciting to see you all part of the world. And welcome to Shanghai one day. Yeah, back to here.
Faye, you're muted.
Thank you so much, Jada. So I love the positive energy coming from Jada, being able to turning something seem like a stressful condition, but turning to something that a situation to be able to stay with themselves and keep calm and keep positive. All right, next one, I saw Kathy messaging me. Jessa want to try to be the next table topic speaker. Jessa, are you there?
I'm here. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So next question. If you would like to, this is a place in Yunnan. So if you would like to pick a travel destination, I want you to make a decision. Ocean versus mountain. Ocean versus mountain. The stage is yours, Jessa.
Ocean versus mountain. I live in the Philippines, so it's an island country. We enjoy tropical maritime climate. And so the ocean is very much near to my heart. It resonates well with me. But I always believe that for me, now that I'm older, the mountain calls a different song to me. So if I were to choose between the two, I definitely go for the mountain. But the mountain has to have lots of waterfalls or hot springs, because these are things that I'd really like to try more of, because I grew up near the sea. I spent my summer days when I was younger just like swimming with my sisters and my friends. So I'd really like to try something new, and perhaps someday when I'm able to afford it, like live near the mountainside and make sure that I'm also closer to a body of water. Because if there's one thing that I'd really like to experience right now, in spite of the pandemic, it is to experience the peace and quiet. And I think the mountain can provide that. The bird song, the sound of the trees and the leaves. I've tried that before, and it just made me happy. So I'd go for the mountainside. I don't know with you, maybe the ocean would resonate well with you, but for me, it's going to be the mountain. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Jessa. I think so. This is definitely a place that I recommend to you if you come to China. This is Tibet. They have loads of beautiful mountains and lakes, so you can definitely try to hike around and visit. All right, next one I saw. Is it so? Bear with my pronunciation. Punitha.
Yeah, it is Pongal Punitha.
Punitha. All right, Punitha. Yeah. The number 4 question. It is a word. Adventure. So adventure, Punitha.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters. Happy morning, afternoon, and happy evening. It's wonderful to hear the word adventure. Unique are situations in life. Unique is every time you have an adventure. We went on to a trip to a sea, the sea in Kanyakumari, the southern tip of India. I am the principal of a school, and I had taken my teachers and some of my school children. We did not allow the children to play in the water, but we teachers went into the water. There was a huge wave which twirled my teacher, and she was just getting down. She was getting drowned into the water. I was holding one hand of hers, but she felt, I'm a single parent, she felt, no, mom has 2 daughters, so mom should not come with me. And she wanted to let go of me. But I felt I'm responsible for her, and I held her watch strap and I pulled her out. We had our male staff seeing the entire incident, nobody coming to save us. But believe me, my dear women, we, the powerful women, the few of other teachers picked up, came and gathered the strength to bring us back out of the water. It was one of the worst adventures that I had in my life. But then I was so happy that I was able to bring back my teacher, come back with the same crowd, same group of people whom we had gone on a trip to. But evening, coming back home, my daughter, who had witnessed the entire experience, had a high temperature, and I had to take her to the hospital. That is one of the most unique and memorable adventures I've had in my life. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Punitha. So this is I was being signaled that due to the agenda and the time constraint, so this will be the last table topics speaker. But I have to share with everyone, and this, yes, Eliza, sorry.
Faye, can I have one more for Twyla since she just opened the camera? Last question.
Sure.
Sorry, guys.
Sure. All right, cool. All right, cool. So let me share my screen. One thing that we want to try on our journey, visiting different places, but also try different food, right? So here, those are my four favorite dishes in China: hot pot dumplings, and then also some barbecues. So those are the dishes that I highly recommend you to try if you grab a chance to visit China. All right, so the last table topics will be Twyla, right? Twyla, are
Yes.
you there?
I'm here.
All right. All right, cool. Your question is actually signature dish in your country. So signature dish in your country. The stage is yours.
A signature dish. Now, my country, well, it depends upon if you're in the east, north, southwest. If you're in California, it's probably barbecue. Or if it's in the Midwest, it's grill. In the South, it's something else. So it depends on what part of the country. Now, we have barbecue in the West and in the South, but then if you get in the Northeast, they're going to tell you to eat lobster or seafood. In the South, you have to have fried chicken. So the part of the country you go to has a signature dish. But then when they talk about Americans, they say, you're as American as apple pie. Now, I don't know how many of you have eaten apple pie, but it's not my favorite dish. I'd rather have coconut cream pie. So apple pie supposedly is the dish that you prepare if you're trying to show a young man that you can cook. Ha, I never won any cooking contests, and my man never got an apple pie, that's for sure. But cooking and food is something very dear to my heart. But I did want to tell you one other thing before I go on. Adventure. You were talking about the word adventure. I have a unique situation for everyone. Do you have a friend that's a terrible driver? And no matter where you go, you never get there right away. They always have to make a U-turn and go back the way they came. I have several friends like that. And every time we make a U-turn, we call that an adventure. So from now on, when you're traveling with your friend and they make a U-turn, you are on an adventure. But that's my unique story for you. Back to the food. If you were to come to my house here, you would definitely get barbecue. And of course, you can't forget the American McDonald's. Everybody has McDonald's now, even in China, right? Not my favorite food, but I can take you to a McDonald's. I want to go to China, though, and eat real Chinese food. Here we have chow mein and chop suey, which I think are American Chinese dishes, not China dishes. So I want to come and have some dumplings and some barbecue. And that's where I'd head. First time is to the closest restaurant to serve good food. Thanks for asking me a question. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Twyla. I enjoyed your table topics speech. Thanks. I definitely try not to have McDonald's when I visit US. All right. Okay. So this is our last table topic speech of the day. Now, hopefully you like the appetizer that I just served to you. And now I will give the stage back to our Toastmaster of the evening and to go to the next session.
Thank you, all table topic master Fei Chen, and can I invite our timer Joel to give us the timer's report for the table topic segment?
Here's my timer's report. There were 5 respondents and all of them were within the time constraint. The first respondent was Ram. Ram spent 1 minute, 44 seconds. Gielda spent 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Jessica Tan spent 1 minute and 48 seconds. Pongal Punita spent 1 minute, 58 seconds. And Twyla Stout spent 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And that's my timer's report. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Timer Joel. And likewise, for this segment, there will be no voting. We'll go straight to the evaluation segment. And this one will be conducted by our general evaluator. And can I invite our general evaluator, who is a mentor to many clubs and Toastmasters Toastmasters in District 85, not since 1985. Okay, not since 1985. He is the Toastmaster of the Year in 2017, 2018, and he's the second runner-up in the International Speech Contest in District 85 for the term 2017. And can I let's invite our distinguished Toastmaster Vikram Virachi, our general evaluator. You get a shock when I say 1985.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for great introduction and your wonderful smile for all the session. And I really enjoyed that your passionate presentation. So let's move to evaluation today. And first, I would like to welcome individual evaluators. This Toastmaster is coming from China Advanced Toastmaster Club to evaluate speaker number 1 speech, and warmly welcome Wendy Zhao, Toastmaster Wendy Zhao, to stage to evaluate number 1 speech.
Hi, thanks, welcome. Thanks, DTM. Very happy to join these meetings and give evaluation to Nancy. First of all, I want to give a great respect to Nancy for his distinguished Toastmaster journey and for your full DTM and also your dedication to Toastmaster and also for your today's speech. It's a soul signing and also log our stage. About your speech, the first one I want to mention here is about your clear structure. You used a very clear opening. 6, I remember 6 radical question to let our audience to know your background. I am a leader because the first one, gardening, skinning, and so many background to let every audience to know you well from your opening. It's so great. I want to give you a round of applause for your soul signing expression, so signing the performance. And the second one I want to mention here is about you hand gesture. You use so many hand gesture to grasp every audience attention. And I remember you use likely I want to do that. Use your finger games to let me happy during listen to your speech. And you use the very relaxed feelings and the relaxed expressions to give me so many emphasis about your speech. I like it so much. From your sharings, I remember you use a very clear structures to tell you background. It's also the purpose of today's your speech, icebreaker. Everybody knows you have a full DTM. It's a so great performance from Toastmaster stage. And also from this part, you let us know well about that. And this one match the purpose of today's speech. It's so great. Like every Toastmasters member can learn you well. It's also your dedication to our Toastmaster stage. I want to shine my respect to you again. And the first one, clear structures. The second one for your hand gesture. And also I want to mention here is you have so many signing points. The third one I want to mention here is about humorous. The whole speech, you just delivers the relaxed feelings and also use a very, very, very happy fishing in your space, in your face. I like it so much. I felt before I'm a little nervous from this agendas. Wow, it's a DTM. I'm a junior Toastmaster member and I have this chance to evaluate to your speech. But after I listened to your speech, I found it's my great honor to have this chance. I also want to grasp it. And also I was touched by your speech. By it's so need to be respected Toastmaster members. And the first one I want to mention here, I'm not sure it's okay, but I think it's so great. It's about your time management. You prepare a good speech for this one, and you design your speech for 5 to 7 minutes. You also gave a discussion with the timer and also deliver your speech 7 minutes, about 28. I remember to get the timer to share to us. I think you is a good time management. I think, according to my experience, I think it's a so signing point. All in all, you did a so great speech. And 4 signing points, I only want to mention here is the 4. I think it's more points from your speech. I want to respect you and I love your speech. Thank you, Nancy, for your signing, sharing. Thank you. Back to TME.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wendy, for great and passionate evaluation. Next, we'll move to next evaluator. To evaluate speaker number 2, we have very senior Toastmaster from World Travelers Toastmasters Club, Andrew Yang. Toastmaster Andrew Yang, warmly welcome to the Zoom stage.
Thank you. My name is Albert Young.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I want to see Inet. Where's the face? I'm looking into. Are you here, Inet? I'm evaluating your speech.
Yes, I'm here.
You're here. Yeah, I like to see the face because in lieu of the physical meeting, it is all about facial expression through the screen. I was watching you during the whole speech. I like the way you smile now more than when you were speaking. You know why? When you were speaking, you was a bit anxious. Okay? Yeah, because it may be first time seeing so many people from all different countries, and your hands were moving like me. It's a style. Okay. What is a competent communicator? That will be you deliver your idea. And you did very, very, very well. It is very clear why you transform yourself to become a leader, or you want to be a leader. May not be a leader yet, but you got inspiration by somebody that you want to follow him or her to be the leader, which is very good. And the way you speak is obviously very fluent. The ideas you express is almost very like a river smoothly flowing down, and everybody enjoys it. I'm sure, right? I can see the timer was looking, right? The music is enjoying what I'm saying about you, right? Now, let me approach from that angle, because I'm a seasoned, not a Toastmaster, but a manager. So I look things different. I help people to realize their potential. So I look things a little bit different. This is not a criticism. This is an enlightenment, all right? What you meant about your leader, he helped you as a, first of all, counselor, understand what is the issue. Your fear, your kind of inert, I don't want to speak, right? Right. I am confused of what I want to say, that kind of thing. He helps to overcome all these fears and difficulties. This is a good counseling. Then they become a mentor. He helps you, the skills, training through, and then as a coach. And finally, as a cheerleader, yeah, you did well. So you are Where you are now, you're able to deliver a speech through all these skills that he actually demonstrated. And you should follow. You can learn from that. At the end of the day, all the leaders create certain impact. We call impactful or impactfulness, you would say. Never mind whether it's democratic, autocratic, whatever, innovative, creative approach as leadership. You have your own style. And this style is a combination of all these things all together. Never mind about it. It is about which situation that you're in giving people the information, the message that you're delivering. So as a result, I look at you, and now you are holding a face like this because you are chewing all the information that I am giving you. And once you digest it, you will find it very useful. If you want a role model, there's one best role model who is Premier Wen Jiabao. The way he speaks, you watch him, you learn a lot about what is a champion speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster evening. Thank you, Ina.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Albert Young, and apologize for wrong pronunciation initially. It was a kind of interesting evaluation. So let's move to next evaluation for speaker number 3, Toastmaster Seeing Chu. Toastmaster Seeing, can you open your camera and mic?
Oh, is it my turn to go?
Toastmaster Seeing.
Yes, that's me. Thank you, Wikum. And good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are, and especially to you, Catherine. So, Catherine, allow me to evaluate your speech. And it's an honor for me to evaluate from all the way from Malaysia. When I saw your title, Time is Money, it sounds really a complex topic for me. When I saw it, I thought how it is going to be a challenge to explain a topic that is this deep, and it's going to it's going to be quite difficult for me to understand. However, you managed to break down this topic into simple stories for myself to understand. Now, let me share with you why I think so. There are 2 points which I would like to bring out. First, I find your speech very descriptive. And instead of using simple words to describe what you're feeling, for example, instead of saying, I am unwilling to attend, right? You use very emotive words to explain that by saying, someone would drag my feet. So drag my feet is an expression to share with us that you're very unwilling to attend to a particular event. A great use of the phrase. And next, instead of saying I'm affected by a particular event, you use, again, another emotive phrases, deeply touched me. For example, his story deeply touched me, which is also very descriptive. And next, I love how you use a personal conversation in your speech. For instance, there is one conversation that you had with someone during your Tibet trip, right? You ask the person, can you tell me what you're doing? I am curious, which helps us, the audience, to sort of follow through your experience during your Tibet trip. So 2 things, very descriptive, especially how you incorporate personal conversation in your story. And there are some areas for you to improve. Firstly, you could give us cue, because you mentioned earlier you have 2 stories to share with us. So perhaps you could say, all right, my first story is regarding work, my work life, right? Which share with me how valuable time is. Second, my Tibet trip. So it helps us to follow through with your journey. And with that, I really love how you break down this complex speech into tiny descriptive Words using personal conversations, perhaps providing us more cues, would help us to follow through with your journey better. Thank you, and over to you. Over to you, Rikun.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Ying. Next, I would like to invite evaluator number 3 from China Advanced Toastmaster Club, who is sport lover as well as weekend hiking trip guide, Alice Chan. Warmly welcome, Alice, to the Zoom stage to evaluate.
Thank you, Vikram. Also thank Swana for giving us so excellent speech. We can see she has her speech has many shining points, like the catch opening, the strong call to action, and the clear structure. And we also can see she just reached the purpose of the speech. That means she just learn and review the basic methods of for learning writing a speech with a purpose. That's great. Her speech has so many shining points. Today, I'd like to pick 2 shining points and one thing that she could work on. The first shining points I'd like to see is catch opening. We can see she make a strong emotion at the beginning of her speech. Just catch our my attention that can focus on her speech very well. I think that's a very strong and a powerful opening. That's a very good way to open a speech. And the second shining point is her strong call to action, learn to adapt. Yeah, we can see people and circumstance change unexpectedly. We need to learn how to adapt and regroup and going on instead of staying in the pain of the change. And her just used her she just used her great inspiring story to give us the action, the strong action, call to action that we need to learn, adapt the unexpected life like that. In order to make your speech from good to great, I think adding some role playing in your story would be great, like the thing that you and your husband, the conversation, like you can say, oh, I hate living here, and your husband, why, darling? Then you can switch your position and say, oh, I hate that so many insects living in our kitchen, like that. And your husband can reply that, oh, darling, we can't change the environment, but we can learn to adapt to the environment. We can improve our life skills like that. I think all in all, your speech is just great, and you just good at the catch opening and call to action, and maybe adding more role playing in your story would be great. Thank you. That's my education, and that's my individual evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alice Chen. Next, we have today's grammarian. Warmly welcome today's grammarian, Toastmaster Scarlett, to stage. Oh, sorry. Next, we have today's table topic evaluator, Ado Flores, distinguished Toastmaster Ado Flores, to stage.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests around the globe. Good evening, good day, salam alaikum from Saudi Arabia. I'm your table topic master for today, and my name is R.D. Flores. Adventure, Toastmaster Faye, what a wonderful theme that connects to the theme of the day, which is Wall Without Borders. What can I say? You presented a creative way of sharing the table topics to our respondents through a slide presentation. I liked it. It's very colorful. Now, what I really commend about your presentation is you have explained also the timing for every respondent, because not everybody is a Toastmaster here. Someone could have just observed and our guests for today. So that's a very wise point of explaining what table topics is all about and expectations about the timing. Now, let me go through the adventure and the topics that you have mentioned. Adventure is something I really like because it's an exciting experience that we typically go bold about it or take risk about it. And you have mentioned that in the topics, like what Ram said, what city in China would he like to visit? And Ram was very generous in sharing his story. He used the SMG, the story message game. He has not visited any cities so far, but he'd like to visit the Great Wall of China. And he went through the narrative, and the gain on that is he would like to make friendships and visit his friends. Well done, Ram. The second one is Gyada, the most memorable adventure to date. Wow, we're in the midst of pandemic, aren't we? And we've learned a lot from the pandemic. Imagine, Gyada, you gave your wisdom from something which is really very discouraging, the COVID situation. You made it really very positive. It's all about mindset. And one thing that I remember clearly is about gaining and enlarging your sense of independence. Well done, Gyada. I liked it. The third one is Jessie from the Philippines. And she was made to choose between ocean and mountain. And she made use of the pattern press, the point, reason, example, and then she summarized. Although she lives near in a place where there's a lot of ocean and seas, she chose the mountainous place, and she explained why, and she summarized it so well. Well done, Jessie. And the fourth one is Punita from India, and she was given the word adventure. And what a wonderful story of an heroic act, Punita. Not everyone would do the same. And something heroic is really something really adventurous. Adventurous at the same thing, memorable. And thank you for sharing that story. The last but not the least is our lovable Twyla. What can I say? I love the color of your dress. Red really is very elegant. It exudes your personality, Twyla. I love it. You were asked about the signature dish in America, and you mentioned a lot of dishes that we could choose from. But what I remembered best was the apple pie, which symbolizes, I think, your dress. It's so red. I remember how red an apple is, and it's so delicious, Twyla. You even gave us an example of your adventurous, unique story, and I really appreciate it. And fellow Toastmasters, what makes our stories unique? Although we could be the same themes, the same patterns, but what makes it unique? Because it's your personal story, the way you share it, your tone, and your heartfelt message that you would like to share to your audience. That makes you unique. Don't stop to be adventurous and share your stories more. Back to you, table topic. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Andre. And it's really great evaluation. Let's move to General Grammarian of the Day, Toastmaster Scarlett Jen. Warmly welcome to Zoom stage.
Okay, can you hear me clearly? Okay. Okay, hello everyone. I'm still so glad to be here at the grammarian. I really just write down so much like good usages. I feel like I just learned so much from this video. So for my just report, I will use like 2 parts. And for the first part, I will just showing us how much of the usages we use today, like unique, because I really feel like it's a very, very special meeting. And because of the pandemic, we can meet together, just join this online one. And I just write down our GE because has used to us, and Panisa used like unique ones, and to Isla like use also once. So this about the unique. And I hope you guys can remember this very unique meeting. And for the good messages, I feel like just today, some of like our speakers just talking about something like really related to the pandemic, like our Jada. She showed us like this pandemic is kind of the challenge, and learned a lot from this kind of the experience, so that we can cook, just very nice attitude. And also like another like a prepared speech, also talking about we need to like look at our life friendly, just even though during this pandemic, and we can just try to maybe learn to adopt, learn to understand, learn to meet the new friend, and we can apply it to our like pandemic. So this is kind of what I learned, some very good usages from this kind of speech. And another part is about the topic, kind of like the leadership, our prepared speech, like Eden just talking about like why do we need to have this leadership. And I just very learned so much about, she told us it's no just he give us refine of the leadership. It's about to influence and improve ourselves to be a better person. So I really feel like it is what we are here. And our Katharina is told us like also something about leadership is about time is limited. It's not about the money, it's about your life. So I think that's just what we can learn about this kind of this kind of speech, and we need to learn from it. And about some maybe about grammar things, some bad use. And I just write down once about maybe Indians just saying like edit, just saying encouraged by warm. Actually, warm is attitude. We can use like the encouraged by the warm environment, this kind of it. I just write down once. So I'm so glad to be here and to be the grammarian. And I really feel like I learned so much about our prepared speech and all of our parts. And I hope we guys can have another meeting. So back to our GE.
Thank you, Toastmasters Scarlett, today's grammarian. Detailed report. Next, we would like to welcome today's counter, distinguished Toastmaster Ada Yaya Bukom. Warmly welcome to Zoom stage.
Thank you very much. We had an excellent and unique meeting today with outstanding speakers. And the proof is that I got very few hesitation. And my report is that Wei-Am Chen, 2 hesitation, Kathy, 1 silent, 3 hesitation, Nancy, only 1 hesitation, Enid, 1 R, Wendy, 1 hesitation, and Alice, 2 R and 2 And I want to congratulate all the speakers, and I'm really very glad to be here with you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Ada Yaya Bukom, for detailed numbers of filler words. I would like to welcome today's timer who have done a great job so far, Toastmaster Joel Chawla, to Zoom stage.
Okay, my timers report for the evaluators are as follows. The first evaluator, Wendy, spoke 4 minutes and 3 seconds, and that was definitely over time. The second evaluator was Albert, and Albert's was 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Good job. The third evaluator, which was out of sequence, but I'm going to put it into sequence, was Alice Chan, and she spent 3 minutes and 26 seconds, also within the time frame. And the fourth evaluator, Si Ying Sao, spent 3 minutes and 2 seconds within the time frame. Now, as far as the table topic evaluator for RD spent 4 minutes and 26 seconds within the time frame. Scarlett, the grammarian, spent 3 minutes and 16 seconds, and Ada spent 48 seconds to give the counters report. And that's my timers report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Today's timer, Toastmaster Joel Chawla. Now, I would like to move to General Evaluator's report. And what an amazing meeting we had today. And with a variety of cultures, variety of people, and multi-languages speaking and experience we shared today. I would like to sum up my words with some of the ideas I had recently. One day recently, I found that how our life big is life. So this is one of the questions I found in when I was talking to someone else with one of the topic in actually Toastmasters. So it's found that in our life, if you're 78 years old, live, we will meet around 80,000 people around the world. So that is the continue people impact we are going to have. All these people, if we can do a little influence to them through connection, that will be huge. So this is what I found that today in this meeting. Today is this meeting is one of the really good example of connection of people, how we influence each other, getting rich our life and big our life is. So I'm going to evaluate today's meeting based on this aspect, connection of having an impact to others. So let's start with district directors. What an amazing opening from district directors. And I really love the way and embrace the club by district directors. World Travelers Toastmasters Club, you're really lucky that we got really amazing embrace from your club, and I would love that to hear that. Thank you very much, District 85 Director, presenting here with a lot of things you have in your plate. And it's really important and really impactful. And I was very impressed about today's Toastmaster of the Day. You are, Kathy, you are the one who created all connection. You completed all the requirement to do in the meeting. You reminded changes, you recorrected it, you had a passion, you were cheerful, you were smiling, and you were doing all cheerful things need to do in your role. And you were even focusing on detailed things as well. I would recommend to this kind of meeting, like a lot of people participating, a lot of communication has done, maybe we could have a special role for this purpose, like IT support or Zoom master, because then maybe some of the work you have done can share, and then you can have a better connection with your camera and with your audience. That's what I would like to propose to you to do next time. But you have done an amazing, cheerful, warm job as a table Toastmaster of the Day that established the solid connection with those two clubs and all the members who joined today. And I see that around 38 members who are still in our meeting. Next, I would like to congratulate all these 4 ladies speakers. I found that today we have so many ladies speech in this agenda, and we had a really different speeches from 2 clubs. And I love to hear 40 years of Toastmaster experience and traveling Toastmasters, 3-time, 4-time DTMs, all these stories, and also different culture experience, and same time young and passionate and driven stories from other all Toastmaster members. Thank you for bringing your stories to us. I really appreciate. This is where I want to stop. Evaluators. Wonderful evaluators we had. They were really great. I was really impressed with one of the evaluators. We want to learn from senior evaluator Albert Young. Even evaluator Albert Young he created connection with speaker, solid connection. That connection can help to impact the speaker and give candid feedback which need to improve, and also give example. I found the young Toastmaster Alice also did the same thing. That is very impressive. And Alice gave advice to the speaker. Speaker was chilled and cheerful for that. That is wonderful, Alice. All those things we did really well. I would really appreciate if some of the evaluators can focus on camera and have a connection, establish connection, and give your message to the speaker and create impact at the end. Last, table topic speakers. Wow, really great job. You have all had a wonderful speakers, and thank you very much, DTM address, for great evaluation, and you went through the techniques of speakers use, and I found that is very interesting, and you show that connection to the story as well. And this can be example who are in the audience next time to use. That's one of the experience we saw from you, and really appreciate your feedback. Very on table topic master, maybe next time we will have to check these questions when we have, and little bit simplify the question and put it into the screen will be easy for when it comes to Zoom meeting. Otherwise, maybe speakers has to think a little bit more when they're not in the same environment. I would recommend to simplify and put it into the screen in a simple way. Very detailed evaluation from grammarian today, and you have covered most of the things we required to cover. I also want you to focus about 2 things next time when you're doing speak and in any role. One is look at the camera and have a connection with the camera. And next thing, maybe you can have reduce the word like. I found that you frequently use like. Maybe avoid that word. That will be helpful for you to present a smooth and clean speech. Very detailed, and thank you very much for brief counter report, and you covered most of the areas you can do. Maybe next time, I would like to hear what speakers should do to avoid this problem they have. Maybe filler words they have. Let's discuss short way using your time next time. Toastmaster Ada. Last, Toastmaster Joel Chawla. I personally love your voice and clear and clarity of your voice and presentation, and it's really nice and it's really well done. And you have done a really impressive role as today, because you did exceptional role as a timer, and I would really appreciate your timing reports, and maybe we can put it in your timing reports in a chat box. Last but not least, our life is become bigger when we have a connection. As a Toastmasters, World Travelers Toastmasters Camp, travel around the world, and China Advanced Toastmaster Camp have a great joint meeting. I feel this meeting make my life bigger. Thank you very much. Warmly welcome President Elena Yelena.
I think Kathy need to close first, right?
No, I like the way the GE closed the thing. Let's welcome our club president for World Travel Toastmasters to give us the closing address. Eliza, stage is yours.
OK， 大家好，谢谢大家，我非常感动和开心。哇 ，Can I speak Mandarin now? Today I had a very great meeting with all of you guys, and thank you very much, China Advanced Toastmaster, for accepting our invitation for us to visit Shanghai. It's a very this is a very great and proud moment for world travelers because this is the first time we are flying to China. And thank you very much, Wei Yan, our beautiful president from CAT. It's a very pleasure for us. All of the world travelers members are very happy to you. And I see a lot of people is actually coming to join us, our Zoom Airlines, to China, to Shanghai. And we have a very great experience today. And I believe that all of you agree with me. From the first, we are actually already late by 12 minutes. But I look that everyone are still having fun, cheerful face. And more people actually are coming. So I'm very happy with this meeting. And thank you very much for all the role players. I'm very humble to be the president of World Travelers, but this is the World Travelers. The CP always talk very less because I just want to travel with all of you guys. Whatever it is, whoever want to join World Travelers to visit another country with us, please, I already put our email or our Facebook. You can go and direct chat with me. You can find us in Facebook also, World Travelers Toastmaster Club. Join us. And let's explore the world, the impact for others. We are not just leader to our district, but we can be the leader of the world. Thank you very much for this beautiful meeting. And I declare this meeting adjourned. But before that, I would love